This is the cross collar choke from the mount. Most common way it's messed up is people rush it. And we've talked about this before, how we're not really using the gi to choke our opponent directly. We're using the leverage that the gi creates by grabbing it to press our wrists into the carotid arteries. So what I want you to really focus on is where this part of your wrist lines up with this carotid artery. If my hand is on it, or if the lapel is on the carotid artery, I know that I'm doing it wrong. So the first thing we do is we take his lapel, same side, and I start to open it up towards the shoulder. Okay, one of the first things people do wrong is they grab the lapel, and for them, opening it up is like pulling the lapel towards them. But what that does is it closes off the space between his neck and the lapel. What I want to do is I want to open that space up. Once I do, I take my hand on the opposite side and I fit 4 fingers inside the gi, palm up. Now, if I grab as deep as I can, my hand is still lined up with that carotid artery. So I have to create space behind him to drive my hand further. Now, I'm grabbing with both hands, kind of like a baseball bat. I pick him up off the ground, and then while holding with my hand that's lower on the lapel, I slide my other hand deeper behind his neck, and now I've got my wrist lined up with that carotid artery. So now the problem is that I've taken away my kickstand on this side. So if he was quick enough, he could just roll me all the way over onto my back. So immediately, as soon as I make this grip, I commit all of my weight to the same side as the hand that's on his neck. Now, if he tries to roll me, it doesn't make any sense because all my weight's committed over here. When I go to make my second grip, I make a quick transition and windshield wiper around the head, bringing all my weight to this side, which prevents him from rolling me in the same kind of way. Now I take this hand, as I put my head on the ground, and I drag my forearm down his neck, and I grab some material right behind his shoulder. Again, lining up the blade of my wrist with the carotid artery. Now I bring my head close, and I press my wrists into his neck to finish the choke. It has very little to do with pushing my elbows apart from each other. It has everything to do with pushing my hands away from each other like this. And just to prove my point, I'm going to finish the choke once with keeping my elbows completely locked out. So I set it up, I open it up, 4 fingers inside, I pull him off the ground, fit my hand in deep, and this time I'm just going to keep my arms straight just to prove a point. It's got nothing to do with my elbows dropping. So I commit my weight, windshield wiper, head goes to the floor, drag my elbow down the face, grab some material behind the shoulder, and move my head closer, finish the choke by pressing my hands into each other, or my wrists.